Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Teach, Seek, Repeat. My name is Dylan.
And my name is Hayden.
And it's warm, isn't it?
Yeah, Dylan, what? Okay, right. For listeners out there, Dylan's been wearing a coat since he came in. He's not taking it off.
Nope.
Won't tell me why.
Nope.
Why are you wearing a coat?
Because there's something under the coat which is of interest.
Is
to
it
you.
your belly? Is it your big Christmas belly?
My Christmas belly is under my coat.
You don't have to
That's not why.
hide it away.
No, it's fine. I embrace it, in fact,
Right.
because...
Listeners, Dylan's taking his coat off right now.
Yep.
I'm giving you a commentary
I've got,
here because
top view.
we like to do things on the podcast where you have to watch.
I've got a new top.
Hang on a minute.
A new definition.
This looks like the Undurfed t-shirt.
I got a little package delivered. Give me a second to talk to people.
Oh, okay. Crikey, this is good. Look at this. Live Christmas presents. Days after Christmas.
Not wrapped.
Yeah. Oh, just like
That's
the Christmas
for
present for Lauren.
Yeah, that's for you.
Oh, wow. I've got another t-shirt. It
So-
looks like some more merch.
It is more merch. We've got some more merch on the way in our store that doesn't exist. And it's another definition
Right,
of a
I'll
word you made up.
I'll put it up to the camera.
You didn't know the name for a collective noun of owls. So we've now got a who, it's a noun.
Brilliant.
A number of, more than three, now leave it to the front.
Oh, yeah.
Owls feeding, resting or travelling together, a hoot of owls. Because anything more than a hoot, we'd be worried. Anything more than three.
That
We'd
is a
be worried.
great gift.
You can thank my parents again.
Is it your parents?
Yeah, just brought it around. I got another gift for you.
Oh, I love this.
There you go.
I love this. A hoot of owls. It is something to be worried about, isn't it?
It is more than three, and we had a lot of messages, by the way, when we played that game.
Yeah.
Because the game, if anyone didn't listen to that episode, was the question was simply how many hours would you have to see in a day before you thought something was wrong? It's very open, and we ended up saying it was 4. Anything more than 3, and we were trying to remember what a collective noun for a group of owls was. Now, full disclosure, I did know. Okay,
Did
what
you?
a collective? Yes, because it's a very very strange term. Do you know what the actual name?
Do you know what the best bit is? We've since been told, and I've forgotten, and I now think it's hoot again. A hoot of owls.
No, I had a lot of messages going, I was shouting Parliament at the screen.
A murder.
No, it's crows. It's a Parliament of owls.
Parliament, yes. I
And the
did see
joke was, haha, I bet they'll do a better job than the real Parliament.
that. Year 5-6 word, spell it.
Parliament.
Well done. I love the end. Oh, Parliament. How does that end? Last letter always gets me
Got
that.
the IA in the middle, but what's that ending?
Parliament.
Parliament.
Yeah,
Exactly
very
right.
good. Well, thanks for that.
Maybe we'll do a spelling bee in the future.
Shall we do a spelling bee?
let's do it.
I'm quite good at spelling,
Okay, if you say so.
so I'll take you one.
All right, let's do that.
I'll take you one.
That's one for the future. Another game we can play. We've got lots of games coming up.
We do.
Guys, I hope you had an amazing Christmas. And if you're listening to this, which you obviously are, because you're hearing me say this sentence, then it is the new year right now. This is being released on the 1st of January.
Yeah.
It is 2024. Hayden, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year!
Not for now. We're recording it, but we'll pretend.
Yeah, we'll pretend.
Yeah,
we'll do that in a few days.
Yeah, that's definitely.
All right.
So very quickly then, we've had that weird in between week, very odd week. Like we've entered the nether zone after Christmas, but before New Year, where not much happens, but you don't know what day of the week is. What's been going on?
Well, it's been Christmas Day, so that's been special because we've had. I mean, you'll talk about it in a minute, but we've had our babies with us for the first Christmas. Their first Christmas. I'd like to tell you we had a good day. I'd like to say to you all, we had a lovely day.
Did you not?
No, River cried
Oh yeah.
all day.
Oh.
All day.
Oh.
Sort of ruined a day a little bit. You know, she should know better than that. She's 5 weeks old. She should have known really to not cry.
What? That's pretty selfish, isn't it?
A bit selfish.
I mean, the amount
I
of
did think
stuff she
that.
got.
I did think that. Yeah. So
It's all right because you put her down to sleep quite often, didn't you, throughout the day to keep her?
no, she decided not to sleep for 9 hours.
Oh my
Yeah,
god, it's so bad.
That night we after we had a breakdown and Lauren started crying.
Oh.
We at the end of Christmas, Lauren was worried that we'd ruined everyone else's Christmas because
No.
all the baby did was cry. So
No.
therefore we didn't get to play any games. We didn't do anything fun.
No, don't
we
worry
were
about
just
that.
dealing with a screaming baby.
Yeah.
But in all seriousness, it was fine.
Yeah.
Like once we
Sounds
slept that
fine.
night, yeah, our family no longer talks to us. It's fine. But since then, she's been great. So Boxing Day was really good. That was really nice. We saw family again on Boxing Day, and the next
Mate,
day
she's
was
a
great.
baby.
I know.
No one cares.
I know.
She was overtired, clearly.
Yeah. Bless her.
I did have cuddles this morning when I came. Oh, she's so cute. And I always joke because she's, 6 weeks younger than Rory?
Yeah.
And she's just so much smaller to me and different.
6 weeks, 6 stone.
Yeah. Yeah. I hold her, I'm like, I'll have another one right now.
Yeah.
I'll have another more baby.
Are you getting there now already? Where you're like, I'll have another one. I want one now.
I think this zone with Rory right now is like the ultimate 10 out of 10. I'm having the time of my life. Like, I love him so much. where he goes to sleep and I miss him. And I just watch like videos and stuff of him because he's at the point now where he sees you and he's excited and smiling.
Aww.
Like you just pop your head into the crib and he's like so overjoyed. His massive smile, his mouth goes wide and he starts moving around just to see you.
Did you not even get annoyed when he ruined Christmas from crying? Did that not annoy you?
Oh, that didn't happen.
He didn't?
Nah.
Oh, he didn't scream all day.
Do you know what Rory did do all day on Christmas, which was really funny?
Poo.
No, he's pooing very irregularly. I don't know if I want to listen to this, but he'll go like 2 days without pooing quite often. Yeah, normal for him. But
Anyway, what did he do?
Anyway, it was Christmas Day. My parents came over, my whole family came over at 8:30, and he'd been up since 7 because he just woke up. So his wake window was well and truly over.
Right.
So they came round. Within 20 minutes, he was asleep. He fell asleep on me and Lauren for like 2.5 hours.
Oh, no way.
So the whole time we were like doing presents and stuff.
Yeah.
He was asleep. And by the way, I talked about hating opening presents last time. I loved it this time because they were all for Rory. So there was no pressure on me to pretend to like them. I was just like toy after toy for Rory. He got so spoiled. But he didn't wake up for like 2.5 hours. And it was dead funny because you look around the room and everyone's just looking at him kind of just like waiting. Like, okay.
When's he going to wake up? It's funny because the complete opposite to us. Everyone was like, oh, when's she going to sleep? does she ever sleep, actually? Just no reason for it. Just wondering, does she ever sleep? Oh, I felt so bad. We felt really like bad parents afterwards because she was just overtired. Yeah. And we were so wrapped up in the idea of we're going to go here. Like we split Christmas between Lauren's mum and my mum.
That's what we did, yeah.
And,
not Lauren's mum.
Well, yeah.
It does work.
Your one is also called Lauren.
My one.
God, to the way we talk about our Laurens.
You split the day anyway. They don't mind. They listen.
It just sounds like so possessive, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So we split the day, and we were so focused on like, oh no, we're spending like 5 hours here. We've got to have dinner, and then we're going to play some games. We kind of just forgot after that she does actually just need to sleep. Because she wasn't sleeping, we're like, oh, she's just doesn't want to sleep then. It's like, no, it's been 6 hours now. Needs to sleep.
Yeah.
Ended up taking her upstairs at my mum's house, and basically spent the majority of the time at my mum's house upstairs in a dark room.
Yeah.
With the baby, just trying to get her to sleep.
It's different. You can't. I've found, and I get annoyed now when people try to make exact plans.
Yeah.
With anything involving Rory, I'm just like, what do you mean? We can't have exact plans. You could plan exactly what your Christmas dinner is going to be at this time. We're going to arrive at this time. It's not going to work.
We're going to go for a nice walk on Christmas Eve morning.
No. Yeah, I know. So like, it already scuppered our plans, didn't it? Because Christmas Eve morning. Hayden and I, we spend Christmas together with our partners and now our children. And we normally go for a walk. That was pre-baby. We'd go for a walk and then end up at a pub. And this time, Rory it got to, we wanted to start the walk at 10:30.
Yeah.
No, we wanted to start the walk at 10. It got to like 10 to 10. We're about to leave. And Rory went, do you know what? I'm starving. And he just started waiting and crying. Yeah. He fed for like half an hour. It was like, okay, well, we can't go on the walk anymore. So we went straight to the pub instead.
Yep.
Fine. Absolutely fine. Because it's a baby. Like he has no concept that we have a plan. He doesn't know what time is. And that I think is why I found it so hard going back to work. Because in this 2 weeks, it's been absolutely fine. Because I'm very, very comfortable just saying, no, sorry, Rory's doing this, so
it doesn't
we have to wait. Whereas with work, there's no waiting. There's no like, Rory's just fussing right now. No, you've got to get in because your kids are in. That's where I really struggle with it.
Yeah. I think in fact, everyone so far has been incredibly understanding of that. No one's been like, oh.
Yeah, but and if they're not, then do you really want them to be part of your kid's life?
Yeah, it's like, oh, we're not friends anymore.
Yeah.
Bye.
Literally.
Anyway, so I did get a good present.
Okay.
From one of the kids actually at school. Dad jokes book.
Excellent.
Now that I'm a dad, obviously I can tell these.
Yeah. You tell them anyway.
No. My jokes were superb before that.
Got him.
So I'm going to pick some random ones out of this book for you. Okay, first one. Ready? Kid. Dad, what's your best dad joke?
I don't know, son.
You.
That's not a joke.
Harsh.
That's just trauma inducing.
Bit mean. I'm going to pick another one for you.
That's just someone who's got a kid being mean.
Yeah, I know. It's hard. It's a classic joke though, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're the joke. I'm terrified of lifts. I'm going to start taking steps to avoid them.
Okay. That wasn't bad.
Yeah. I slept like a log last night. I woke up in the fireplace.
That's awful. They're very good dad jokes though.
Here we go. It's a long one here.
Okay.
Dad. What's the difference between a piano, a tuner, and a pot of glue? You're the kid. You play that role.
I don't know.
You can tune a piano, but you can't piano a tuner.
What about the glue?
I knew you'd get stuck there. I'll leave you with that.
And that, my friends, is why this podcast has picked up so many followers in the last month. because of jokes like that. Guys, if you're new, if you're listening, thank you so much.
Hang on, they're too busy laughing. Give them a second.
Sorry, 1 minute.
Give 'em a
Wait,
second.
what?
Now you can talk.
Okay,
to
thank you
calm down.
guys. Are you all right? You all right? Got a stitch? Yeah, bloody funny, wasn't it? That's what you can expect at the Teach Sleep Repeat podcast, sponsored by Dad Jokes. So yeah, I had a really funny story.
Go on.
Really funny story at Christmas. It was like, you'll like this because it's self-deprecating on me and it's at the expense of me, and it was really pure and like honest.
Perfect.
It's like when your mum thinks I'm actually genuinely a bit special. Like she's like, oh, it's Dylan. How's Dylan? It's like, well, I'm normal. I'm okay. We were sat at Christmas dinner. So Rory just went down in his little Moses basket thing we brought round to Lauren's parents. And he's like in the hallway just behind me. So the door's like there at the dining room. He's just there. I can see and hear him. He's fine. So there's 6 of us sat at the table and there's crackers. And someone says, oh, should we do the crackers then all together? Should we do it before we have our dinner? And Lauren just goes, oh, yeah, but can we do them all at once? Because he doesn't really like them. It might startle him.
Yeah, okay.
Right, because he does. Like, Rory hates them. Anyway, we did all the crackers at once. Like, honestly, after dinner, like an hour and a half later, Lauren's granddad turned to me and went, so what is it about the crackers you don't like? He thought it was me. he thought Lauren got everyone to the crackers at the same time because I got startled.
No.
So what is it about? Is it the loud noise or is it? And I was like, what? I was like, no, it was for Rory.
I love that he even just humoured that, thinking, it is Dylan actually.
He really seriously thought it was me, didn't I?
That's so funny.
And I was just like, oh, it was my 10-week-old son.
Oh, you're revealing your preconceptions about me there, Grandad.
I know.
That's so good.
The most pure, like,
God,
really funny. I was just like, okay. All right. I told Lauren after in the corridor, she was pissing herself. So funny.
Mate. Unreal. Have you got another story about your grandparents regarding Rory?
Right. So I was starting to tell Hayden this story earlier. He was like, you need to tell this on the podcast.
Yeah.
We're going to have a bit of the theme later on, not to give anything away. But will we have a bit about the government when we're looking and reflecting on the year? And...
Are we going to tell them there's been a leak?
Oh.
Right, you got to listen in later because we've actually got some pretty cool
breaking news.
Juicy breaking news. There's been a government leak and we are probably the only people...
I think it's an exclusive.
Yeah. We've got our hands on it. We're going to reveal that government leak to you, and it is related to education.
Keep listening, guys.
Yep.
But anyway, so we obviously called our son Rory. But we didn't call him Rory for about, I think it was 9 days after he was born, because we were torn between 2 names. We hoped when he came out that we'd be like, oh, it's a blank. And it wasn't. I was just like, okay, let's just survive for a few weeks.
Scrapped a blank.
Yeah. Blank. Didn't like a blank as a name. Anyway, so we ended up deciding to call him Rory. Lovely. My nan, who's in a care home currently, my parents went to visit her and had the news that it was Rory. She loves looking at pictures of him. It's dead cute because she can be a bit blank sometimes and a bit vacant. But then she'll see a picture of the baby. She'll go, oh, look at the baby. It's very cute.
Nice.
So my parents were showing them pictures of Rory. And they went, he's called Rory, Mum. He's called Rory. And she went, oh, Tory. Don't call him that.
I can't believe you picked a name so close to Tory.
I know, neither can I, because only then was I like, what have I done?
Yeah.
It's Rory the Tory. No, never say that, please. So yeah, Rory's very close to Tory. My nan, bless her, went, oh, little Tory. No, he's not.
He is though, isn't he?
Oh, no.
He is a little Tory.
He isn't.
He is. He's a little Rory the Tory.
Maybe this is why I didn't tell this story.
Yeah.
Because this is what happened.
Rory the Tory. Let's get another t-shirt.
Here's the story.
Rory the Tory.
Here's the story of Rory the Tory.
Hey.
He's not a Tory.
He's not a
Thank
Tory.
you very much.
He's not anything because he's a baby.
Exactly. Can't put anything onto your child. That's called projection. Is that the word?
Projectile vomiting? Something like that?
Yeah, something like that with children.
Are you going to... I'm just thinking about that now. This is going to be a hard one, I think. As a control freak that I am.
You are a control freak.
I'm all for, no, kids need to make up their own minds. I actually hate it when I see like 4-year-olds, 5-year-olds. They're like, oh, they're Christian. Like, are they?
Yeah.
They can't even poo themselves yet. They're not Christian. They haven't had a deep like philosophical thought train about like where they think humanity comes from. They're not. You're just saying that about them. But like if your son gets to, I don't know, 9 years old and they start doing like, because sometimes you do a bit of politics at school, like they'll get like a visitor in once a year to talk about politics. And he's comes home, he's like, yeah, I think I'm a Tory.
Yeah. Yeah, I think.
What would you do?
I think you just let them crack on with it, don't you?
Yeah.
Especially when they're young. Because, okay, realistically, I've got a good 9 years to convince him otherwise before he can vote.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
No.
Would you actively do that?
I wouldn't. I think you'd have to model that you're your own person as well. So I would say that I disagree with him.
Would you sort of spit at him? You Tory scum? Is that what you do?
No,
because you're so horrible.
Jokes aside, I'm very against that.
I
I get very riled up about politics and stuff, and I might not understand why people think certain things. But I think there's a really fine balance in line with you okay? What's this?
I just tried to casually drink a Sprite whilst you were talking. I spilled it all over the microphone and myself.
Sponsored by Sprite. No. I think there's a really fine line with children, with anything like that. Because they're children, you can't pretend that it's a fully informed decision. No. Ever. Because the same thing, if it's to do with religion, your child will say they're that if you bring them up saying that they are that.
Yeah.
In the same way, if you bring up your child to say that, yeah, we're Turkish, it doesn't matter if they're actually Turkish or not. They'll go, yeah, I'm Turkish.
Yeah.
Because they'll just listen to you and they learn from you and they through osmosis and stuff like that. I think you've got like a duty of care and stuff. I think there comes a line when it's certain things. You know, if, for example, you had incidents of children saying racist things and stuff, you wouldn't at that point go, oh, well, you know, each their own. We all have our individual thoughts and opinions.
Yeah,
You'd have to step in at that point and be like, that's unacceptable in this society and stuff like that. If it's a political party or like an ideology, it's a really tricky line, I think.
Because it is within the boundaries of our culture, isn't it?
It isn't exactly that. It's like, well, if they were an adult and said these things, you'd just put up with it.
Yeah, they wouldn't go to prison for hate speech or something.
Exactly
it's just like,
that.
well, you're allowed to have that opinion.
Yeah, exactly that. And I think there's a really,
Allowed.
there's just a fine line now. And I don't know, it's going to have to be one of the things to kind of work out as we go. But I think with children, there's a big emphasis on us to keep them safe. I always say this. The only thing I think of as a professional, I'm stepping out of the dad role now, because I think they're two different things.
Yep.
As a teacher, my role is to keep them safe. So whatever they say, my only thought is what's going to keep them the safest here. If they're saying racist things, actually keeping other children safe and themselves safe would be to step in and intervene. If they're saying that they like Boris Johnson, okay, let's not waste any more of my time.
I'll just download his WhatsApp and I'll give it to you.
No, they're gone, mate. His WhatsApp's a disappear.
Oh yeah. Oh, the servers there must be a glitch in the servers. The backing up of the servers when they went down. Well, idiot.
But at that point, I was like, okay, because I actually had a kid. I don't like Boris Johnson. I didn't vote for his government. Yeah. I had a kid in my class a couple of years ago start talking about how great Boris Johnson was as Prime Minister. Absolutely not my job at that point to like argue back.
No.
Completely mad. I think any teacher who does that is stepping over the line.
Yeah.
I really do. Like, and I am probably the most staunch like anti-Tory that there is. But it's not my job in that moment. In that moment, it is not my job to argue whether or not Boris Johnson was a good Prime Minister or not. Yeah. However, with my child, I think I'd sit and talk to them.
Have that debate.
Yeah, and I'd be like, okay, well, I think this because of that. So why is it you actually think... What are the reasons you think he's a good Prime Minister? Yeah. And then I'd be like, okay, well, that's a good point. I disagree, though, because I think this. But you've got to know, though, as the parent of your child, your opinion's probably everything to them.
Yeah.
And you are de facto moulding them by arguing against them, whether you're right or wrong. Because let's say the other way around, if a child supported something I liked, and then someone else, like their mum, for example, started saying, oh, well, what about the other way? Because I think the opposite. The kid will naturally be like, oh, my mum does know stuff. She did tell me not to touch that fire, and that was really hot.
Yeah. Didn't tell you. How was your burn?
Yeah, it's fine. It's healing. Anyone watching probably see the remnants. It's a bit pink, but just moisturising.
Is that why you don't listen to your mum's advice?
Yeah, exactly.
Is that it?
Yeah. She's like, you know what? Do touch that fire. Okay.
Yeah.
Learned the hard way, didn't I? Yeah. I don't know. Overall, I think you've got to be really careful. And I think the role of a parent is very different to the role of a teacher.
Fantastic, which I never asked. Right. let's move on.
I did think it's a bit deep when the intro's it. Should we play the have you got a little story?
So
Uncle?
Yeah, well, yeah. Quick story, okay. So I was at my nan's on Boxing Day.
Yeah.
And
no way.
Yeah, that's it. That's the story.
Anyway.
You rascal. And also my family were there. It's like the classic every year. It's when all the family gets together. We go around my nan's for Boxing Day. All my cousins, uncles, and aunts and that lot.
Cousins top number one, if I'd say.
You're five, yeah. And so I was thinking, this would be nice because a lot of people get to meet the baby. And she wasn't screaming. I was like, yes, this is a result. And we've been there for a couple of hours, and the only person that hadn't really sort of gone just even have a look, because she was just kind of just tucked away, just out in the next room to us by where we were sitting. was my uncle. I was thinking, he probably wants to have a little look. He's just being polite. And then we were about to go, and it'd been hours at this point. He's not even like looked at her yet. And everyone else had a cuddle, and I just ask him just in case, Uncle, we're going to go in a sec. Did you want to have a quick baby cuddle? Have a quick little baby? He went, nah, you're all right. I just was like, all right, okay. See you later then. Okay, I'll walk around you somehow so you don't have to look.
Oh my gosh, that's well.
I was like, all right, okay. That was the end of that then.
Well, not for everyone, mate.
Yeah,
not for everyone.
Yeah,
but he won't be getting a card, will he?
Yeah, no. He's off the Christmas card list. I didn't write a single Christmas card.
I was going to say we didn't send a single Christmas card.
I didn't write not even one.
Yeah, no,
I did. I tell you what, I didn't. This is terrible.
Go on.
I didn't wrap a single present this year.
Hayden. That's actually poor. That's toxic masculinity, right?
Is it?
There.
Is it?
Yeah. Just letting Lauren do everything, including her own gifts.
I've got a baby.
Lauren's got a baby.
Yeah, she didn't wrap her own gifts. She just didn't get wrapped gifts.
Right. So she wrapped everyone else's gifts, and then obviously didn't wrap her own because you couldn't because you had a baby.
Yeah, I had a baby.
You're toxic.
I gave it to her in a new look bag.
You didn't, mate. That's not good.
Well, if I told her I forgot to wrap, and then it was
you didn't forget. You didn't forget.
I did.
You didn't forget.
I did.
No, you chose not to because there was a moment where the gift was in your hand, and you went. Nah.
It sat down there,
and
then Christmas came around. We're busy. All right, we've got a baby.
So, are you saying that I wrapped more gifts for your child than you wrapped for your child?
Mm.
That's great, isn't it?
You got more gifts for my child than I got for my child.
You're on par of the uncle there.
She's
Do you want to see the uncle? You don't want to see her. My uncle doesn't want to see the baby. You wrap the gift. No. Wrapped him. No.
She's 6 weeks old, mate.
She is.
She's 6 weeks old.
Yeah.
You know.
What, Lauren?
No, the baby. Yeah. My favourite bit was when you came round and told us about a gift that Rory was getting.
Yeah.
And then Lauren forgot. And then she went and bought that exact thing. and she sent me to Smith to pick it up. Yeah. So I drove to Smith's and picked up this click and collect order.
Yeah.
And I looked at it and I was like, I'm pretty sure. I texted her, I was like, isn't this specifically the one thing that Dylan already said that they've got for Rory? And she was like, oh yeah.
No, I'll tell you why it's different, because what it is a kick and play like piano. He's got one on the mat off his great grandma, right? And it's got like dangly things at the end. It's a piano. It's all attached.
Right.
Your piano just hangs off anything.
Okay.
So your piano is going on the end of his crib when we make his crib.
So there is a use to it.
Yeah, definitely.
That's
yeah. I'd tell you otherwise. I'd rinse you otherwise.
yeah.
No, definitely. That's been a long intro. Shall we crack on?
Yeah, let's do the jingle.
Okay, so 2023 is officially over. Little reflection. We won't go into much detail because you want to know all about 2023. There's probably some podcasts they can listen to.
Yeah. Did we talk about our life across 2023?
Did we
anyway?
Every single week for a whole year?
Yeah,
pretty
we did.
much. Yeah, you can. But babies, podcasts, strikes.
Yeah,
our business.
Or strikes. Go back and listen to episode 1 of our podcast if you haven't already.
Why are teachers striking? And who knows?
Is that what it's
it
called?
It might come back around. Yeah.
Nice. Well done. I don't know. Dylan writes all the titles. If I write a title, Dylan just changes it. So it doesn't matter. In fact, if I write anything ever, literally if I give any idea about anything ever, doesn't matter if it's good or not. It often isn't. He will change it. Guaranteed. Yeah.
Because do you know why? There's a reason here.
Yeah, I know why.
It's not to undermine
I know really why, but go on, tell me why.
It's not to undermine you. Here we go. It's because then, if it goes wrong, I can blame myself and not get annoyed at you.
That's so funny.
Because if it goes wrong, I'll be like, God's sake, Hayden, like, why have you done that?
Why have you named it
this time, if I name it something and it flops, I'll be like, oh, I'm an idiot. I can just blame myself.
Yeah,
and that's
I
much
can get
easier.
Annoyed at you.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. But I'd much rather get annoyed at myself than anyone else.
Fair enough.
That's the real reason.
That's understandable.
What's your reason that you thought it was then?
Oh, just because you're controlling, horribly undermining demon.
That's the real reason, baby.
Nah, to be fair, I'll give you credit. You are good at stuff like that. So I usually just leave it to you anyway because your chances are you'll do a better job. Yeah. But when I do it and you change it, I'm just like, yeah, whatever. Just change it.
It must be really annoying. Anyway, we're after our little therapy session now. The main point of this podcast, I suppose, is not to look back. It's to look forward.
Damn it. It's to look Christmaswood.
Look down.
Yourwood.
A lot of references here to our podcast. Hope you're keeping up, guys.
Yeah.
So 2024, I'm not one who actually likes resolutions. No. However, I like a challenge. I like a competition that gets me going, especially the idea of beating you.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was thinking, we've had children in the last 2 or 3 months, and let's not pretend that that's the reason why we're in horrible shape, because we've been deteriorating for, I think, since COVID. Personally, I think pre-COVID, I did my last little health kick, and I felt good.
Do you remember when we joined the gym?
Yeah, I know.
That was one of our resolutions. We did that in January.
Yeah, and that
we were like, we're not going to be those people.
That lasted until January.
Yeah. Yeah, we went about 5 times.
But the point being, I think a little competition between me and you is way more likely to succeed than us just me sat in my own house going, oh, I'll do this thing tomorrow.
Particularly with like public shame on the
Exactly, because it's on the podcast now.
Yeah.
And we're going to put it on Instagram. We're going to have a little vote, I think, on this episode. So if you're listening on Spotify, go and vote right now. Who will win this challenge, which is to last the longest in terms of streaks of days. Yeah, we're going to come up with something today that we both have to do every single day. It might not be the same thing, but it might be, okay? We have to do every single day. The person with the longest streak wins. Yep. If you miss a day, at any point, you lose.
Mine's going to be something to do with cuddling my baby.
Okay, that's...
I'm going to win.
I love that you need a competition to do that. Right. I'm not cuddling my baby. I'm not wrapping enough presents for her. I'm going to wrap a present every day for my baby until I just learn that it's actually okay to do, right? So cool. Wrap present, cuddle baby. Yeah. Need a competition.
Oh, wrap the baby. Damn it.
I cuddle the presents. Come here, little piano set.
So what are you actually thinking then? Because
something to do with health, okay? And I want us to discuss it. And as the other person, we might have a different kind of viewpoint to what would be good for them. For example, for you, there's a lot that you... We had to narrow it down. So I'm thinking, I did a few years ago, I cut sugar out of my diet completely. Yeah, and I know we had the recent one with Martin, the fitness guy, and he was talking about being realistic. And this is probably going against what he's saying, but it works for us. I cut sugar out cold turkey from my diet for about 3 months, I think it was in the end.
In fact, you only ate cold turkey. You hate turkey.
I hate turkey.
That was weird.
For 2 to 3 months where I would have egg, like not this, I know there's sugar in bread.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I had egg on toast for breakfast. I had chicken salad for lunch and some kind of meat and veg for dinner. That was it.
Yeah, you lost so much weight.
Oh my God. But not only the losing weight thing was cool, right?
Yeah.
But I felt unreal. Yeah. And I think one of the biggest reasons for that was getting over that sugar like dependency and that kick, and also just drinking water. Yeah, because I drink. Yeah, 100%. I felt unreal. So
and you were less tired, weren't you? I remember that.
Yeah, so much less tired. Like the 4th, 5th day, horrible headaches, horrible pangs, where my brain was obviously like, "Where is this glucose that I just thrive off?"
Yeah.
But after 2 weeks, I was energized. I was eating less, but had more energy. Sleep was easier. I could go down more easily, although not a problem now because I'm knackered all the time with the baby. Drinking just water really helped. So basically, I think I'm going to do that. The other things were maybe make sure I go for at least a 20-minute walk every day, just exercise every day, which would be easy. Again, just take the baby.
Yeah. The problem is that the baby does make it easier actually, because there's a bit more of a reason then. But I just find walking so boring. Yeah, like the odd walk is nice, but if it's every day, within like 3 days, I'd already resent it. I'd be like, oh.
But why don't you find a good podcast, Hayden? Find a good podcast, whack it on, listen to it. But the point is, I think no matter what we choose here, every day if there's a competition and I need to take it off and I need to beat you and you know what I'm doing it, I think it might drive us through. And I'd love anyone at home to join in with this. I know it's a daily streak. You can message us at Teach to Your Peak Podcast. Something you're going to do every day. It could be something really simple. It could be cuddle your baby. Jokes aside, that could be something you want to do. Yep. It could be, read a chapter of a book. It could be read 3 pages of a book every day. Something really, or even
small, just something personal to you. Like for me, things I struggle with, right? Is stuff like sleep, like going to bed at the right time. I'm so bad at just taking myself to bed when I actually should go to bed.
And do you not find that all of these things are objectively really easy?
Yeah, of course they are.
Is it easy to not eat chocolate?
Yeah. Is it easy to stand up and walk to your bed and lay in it?
Yeah. Is it easy to not doom scroll and not sit on Instagram or not TikTok for hours?
But like Martin said, they are simple actions, but they're not easy to do. They are challenging to do. Otherwise, you would do them.
Exactly that. There's a reason why people sit on Instagram for 40 minutes and lose that time because the chemicals in their brain. You're being manipulated by big tech. You're not a failure for doing that. You are literally being manipulated by big tech to keep your eyes on the screen to watch adverts.
Yeah.
We're just turning into shells.
I don't know how much truth there is in this, but the person that invented doom scrolling, the infinite scroll.
You're thinking of Dynamite.
What?
Joking.
What?
I'm joking.
The person that invented
Oppenheimer, wasn't
infinite... I forget.
Wasn't that what that film was about?
Keep doing it.
think we've destroyed the world.
That's it. That was the person who invented infinite scrolling. The person who invented infinite scrolling regretted it or something like that.
Oh, yeah. I guess so, yeah.
Something like that. I guess I can't remember.
But all the big tech, it's all designed just to keep your eyes on the screen,
Yeah.
to rot your brain. It's horrendous. And we've talked a million times about how it is not suitable for
If I
children.
want to lay in bed at midnight and watch a Vine compilation from 2015, then I'm going to do it, all right?
Someone had a really good point, though, which was, do you ever remember 3 reels ago? Whenever you're scrolling.
Mate, I don't remember anything ago.
You don't remember the thing you're watching.
What are we doing now?
But like the point I'm making was, you're not getting value out of that. You're getting dopamine hits and a bit of a laugh.
Yeah.
You're not really getting any
You're
value.
not learning anything,
Exactly.
really.
Yeah. And you don't need to learn everything all the time. You can just enjoy stuff. But it is the lowest form of like, and I do it all the time.
Binge.
I'm like, I'm that person who walks around going, I don't have TikTok on my phone. No. But I will sit on Reels for an hour and a half.
Yeah,
on
which
Instagram,
are just TikToks.
Which are TikToks from 2 weeks ago that found their way to Reels.
Yeah.
So it's all the same. Like, I think it's going to be diet, because I know if I look at my life as a whole, the worst aspect of it in terms of my discipline and its quality is my diet.
Yeah.
So I think my one is going to be, how many days in a row can I not consume sugar?
Okay. I've got one then. Because I know you've had success with that, and I've had success with a very similar thing before. Mine is going to be, I'm going to go back on the, what's it called? The fasting diet.
Oh, yeah.
I really quite like that.
Because I feel like we're going against what Martin was saying here in terms of it's simple and stuff. But the fasting diet is grounded in like research and stuff. And you did it and it worked.
Yeah, it felt good. I lost a stone in about a month and a half.
Yeah.
And I wasn't going crazy on it. It was literally just a case of this, and people find their own different windows of time to do things, right? So for me, it was I only eat between lunch and dinner.
Because you don't eat breakfast anyway.
No, I did exactly. So that was easy for me. I was like, well, I don't really care about breakfast anyway. So all I've got to do is make it till lunch without snacking. Basically, that's what I normally do. Is I'll eat some crap before lunch. So I was like, okay, I'll eat lunch around 12 o'clock, and I'll eat dinner around 7 o'clock, and I can eat anything I want between those hours. I was also trying to be sensible a little bit, because you could just counteract it by eating stupid amounts of food. Yeah. I was like, I'll just eat what I would normally eat, just a couple of snacks maybe between lunch and dinner.
But just close that window.
That's it. But then after dinner, I don't eat anything, nothing, including like fizzy drinks and stuff. Only water goes in my body between maybe 7:30 and 12 o'clock again the next day. And I quite enjoyed it. I thought I'd hate it, because some people hate the idea of fasting. They just want to eat little often. I don't know. Like when I'm sleeping, that's 8 hours done.
Yeah.
And then in the morning, I never have
hungry.
an appetite anyway.
Yeah.
Really. Not for a few hours.
For some people, this absolutely doesn't work. Like I don't want people to listen and be like, oh, okay, I'll try that. It doesn't work for all people. Like it's something you might want to try.
Yeah.
But the point is, it just kickstarts your body into using stored fat rather than thing you've been eating, right?
And the main goal, I guess, I think it's similar to you. The weight loss and like just looking a bit trimmer is like a bonus.
It is secondary, genuinely.
Really,
I truly, I think we're both quite lucky in that we don't have any of that like body dysmorphia and like.
Yeah.
I don't. There are points I look at ourselves, don't we? We go, God, what are we doing?
Yeah, we're putting.
But it doesn't end. I don't go out and it's not in my brain.
Yeah.
When I'm
I don't
out.
walk around thinking like, oh, okay, that person's this much. So I don't really care.
I think that's a lot of male privilege coming out there as well.
For sure. But I just want to be healthier.
Want to be
Basically,
healthier.
I want to not be tired.
Yeah.
And when I did that diet, I was considerably more alert. I just felt so much better, and I could sleep. I could sleep for like a few hours. It was. I'd get like 6 hours sleep, and I'd wake up and like, oh no, I'm gonna feel horrible, and then I felt fine. I was like, oh, it's because I didn't just eat loads of sugar right before I went to sleep.
We always say this, don't we? This is something we always say to each other. We kind of just clicked where we would have like 10 hours sleep. Like, why am I still tired? I was like, okay, here's the link. It's nothing to do with how much you've actually slept.
Yeah.
It's your diet. It's your lifestyle. Clearly, if you have 10 hours sleep and you're still tired, sleep isn't the problem. And noticing that was like, of course.
So obvious. Yeah.
It's so obvious.
Some of the best like information I got when I first did this fasting diet. The app that I was using had some just motivational stuff on it, and I just read
blogs
through
and
it.
stuff. I suppose
It was really cool.
Yeah.
And it was talking about hunger. There was one bit talking about hunger, and this stuck with me the most because I was like, God, this makes so much sense, and I really held on to it. And it was just very simple. And I don't know if it really is this simple or if it was just making something way more complex simple. But it said there are 2 types of hunger. There is physical hunger and emotional hunger. And this really, really, really helped me because I always feel like I'm hungry and I need to eat something.
Emotional,
and it was like,
though, right?
Yeah, it's almost always emotional hunger. It was kind of saying like, if you're privileged as us living in this country, we've got healthy jobs and whatever, we can afford food whenever we need it. You're probably never really physically hungry. Physical hunger is when your belly is actually gurgling and you get like actual cramping pain in your stomach where it's like, oh, there's nothing in here and you need to put food in me, please, because I need energy. Compared to emotional hunger, which is just
eating that shortbread.
Your sugar, eating this shortbread. We haven't had sugar in 45 minutes. You're hungry, and it's like, you're not though.
Yeah.
What was that test I always used to do when we used to
Oh, it was so funny. It was, would you eat a banana?
Yeah.
Very simple.
Yeah, the banana test.
Very simple. Like you go, we've all done this as teachers. You walk into the staff room, you're not remotely thinking about food, not actually hungry, but knowing in the back of your mind, wait a minute, there might be food in there. Yeah. There might be food.
Yep.
And Hayden's just moved his ringing phone to a place where it's making more sound. So that's great.
Okay, go on.
But you walk into the staff room, back of your head thinking, there's probably food in there. Even if you don't think it consciously, in the back of your head, you're like, there might be food in there.
Of course.
You walk in and there's food. Have you ever not taken the food? Whether you're hungry or not. If there's a cake there, I'm like, I'll have a cake.
I've not taken it when it's a bowl of fruit.
Exactly. Because we get that in our staff room. Like a hamper of fruit and veg. Just from the local place that drops it off sometimes. Not once touched that. Box of Heroes. Every single time I walk in, hungry or not, I'll eat 2.
Yeah.
I just will.
So
and that's
physical
that's
hunger,
emotional. Yeah.
Emotional hunger. Yeah. You just got to be on top of it. And that helped me a lot, actually. Just be like, just check myself every now and then.
Step outside of yourself.
Am I physically hungry right now or do I just want that biscuit?
Okay. So there's our challenge then.
Cool.
How many days in a row? So for me, again, the biggest part of that will probably be the drink because I'll just be drinking water.
And you love fizzy drink.
I love any kind of nice drink.
So for you, so we'll check in every day and yours is going to be
no sugar. So when we say no sugar, we mean if there's a bit of sugar in bread, that's fine.
No sugary snacks.
And properly processed foods and stuff which just have sugar jammed into them.
Yeah.
So bread, eggs, salad, meat.
Yeah.
Pretty much it.
Yeah, not eating any of them. Just eating biscuits and Heroes. Yeah. Cool. So that's yours, and mine will be I'm going to do the fasting diet again. So as long as I've done my 16-hour window every day of not eating.
Yep.
All right. And we'll see how we feel.
Place
we'll check
your
in on the
bets,
podcast.
please, guys. Place your bets, please.
Who's going to last the longest?
Who will last the longest? And I want to hear if you're going to do your own challenge.
I can't wait. Next podcast episode to tell everyone who caved first because we both have caved by then.
Well, I did 2 days, you did 3. And then once I'd caved, you thought no point me carrying on.
Yeah, that's true.
Just stopped. Yeah. We've both really got to keep going here, haven't we?
Yeah.
Okay, so there are resolution.
Nice.
But we have some serious news now.
We do.
Because this is huge. This is like a podcast exclusive.
I feel like we're
I know.
special
I know.
to get this
It's crazy. We were just on the train and Gillian Keegan got off. She got off the train. She left a bloody laptop on the train.
Bloody did,
So I thought, I'll be having that.
Yeah.
Went on there, big leak. When I say leak, we stole her laptop and we got this from her.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Quite playful because what it was, I don't know if you remember, she was advertising for a camera person. I think it was like 50k a year, more than any teacher earns.
Yeah, that's right.
It was actually a script for them because she was putting together a video.
Yes.
Okay, so it was going off to them, and it's their New Year's resolution for the 2024. So
yeah, so the government set them the DFE
exactly. So the government set a whole list of New Year's resolutions for the DFE on how to fix education for 2024. It's harrowing
because they feel bad, don't they? They realise that when hundreds of thousands of teachers are saying things in unison, there could be a little bit of truth in it. And they're like, we do need to fix it. So,
or having read this, maybe they just doubled down on their own stance and said, you're not the
No, they wouldn't do that.
No, let's have a look, shall we?
Let's have a look at their resolution.
So first one, Hayden, what is it?
Yeah, okay. So the first one on their list, you summarised it, didn't you? Because it was quite long.
It was long.
You bullet pointed it for me.
Because they thought, if this is going to get hacked, let's give them even more work.
Yeah.
Condense it for us.
Exactly that. Yeah. So the first thing, New Year's resolution for the DFE, let's fix education in 2024. The title, that was nice. They put that on there in Comic Sans.
Yeah,
it's nice.
Yeah.
Keep the teachers busy.
Oh.
Because because teachers obviously get they get frustrated,
Yeah,
don't they, when they're not busy? They get
I get
lonely.
hungry, emotional hunger.
They get emotional hunger for the job.
Yeah.
Keep teachers busy with more work. So they're going to try. They're really going to try to up the workload.
Wasn't that like a really big problem this year? Workload.
No, because they're going to put workload policies in place, but they're going to up the workload.
Right. So they'll make every school put a workload policy in place, thus creating workload.
Yes, that's it.
Without actioning any of the workload
Exactly
policy.
that. They won't reduce any of it. We're just going to log it now.
We're just going to say.
We're just going to log it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
no, I'm not sure that'll work.
I don't know. I think that's a good target there.
Weird here, because you do seem to be on the side of... Anyway, what's the next one then, Mr. Government shill. Hayden. So what's the next one?
Well, the next one,
Yeah.
and I think that we can have a good discussion about this because it's really going to have a big impact.
Okay.
They're going to keep reducing pay against inflation.
Reducing playtime?
Reducing playtime.
That's bad for the kids.
And pay time against inflation.
Oh.
Because what they've noticed is, over the years, obviously over sort of 20 years, they've kind of like halved how much teachers get paid in comparison to what it used to be like.
But they... No, because they've put the money up, just not in line with inflation. They're not going to give us more money.
Yes, it's an illusion, isn't it?
Right.
It's great. So it looks like the money's gone up over the years, and it hasn't.
Yeah.
And what that allows is schools can save money.
Right.
Well,
they can't because they've got no budget.
Yeah, they take the budget away. Then ultimately the government saves money.
Right. Okay.
So you think about it, it's a win-win, isn't it? And have we still got teachers? Yeah, we're all still here.
Well, not many of us. Anyway, what's the next one?
Good, right? Next one, this is a good one. Continue to slag off teachers in the media.
This is not great, is it?
No, I'm starting to think that maybe this isn't positive. But positive brain on.
Yeah, you're one of them people, aren't you, who after 13 years of mayhem and 14 now, utter madness, you still think, well, they might get it right.
Yeah, they are. They've got this. They're
trying. Okay,
trying.
what's the next one?
So one, obviously they're slagging off teachers in the media. And the best person to do that, Education Secretary. The person in charge, the person representing us all.
So that'll be Gillian Keegan.
Gillian Keegan, continue to absolutely just misrepresent teachers, slag off her own kind, and just.
And what's the benefit for them to do that?
Well, what do you mean? It's obvious, isn't it? What do you mean? What's the benefit? It's obvious.
What's that?
It keeps all the teachers in check. It keeps us doing our jobs properly.
Okay, yeah, sure.
You know?
Yep.
If everyone hates teachers, teachers are more likely to do their job properly and not quit.
Okay, well, surely they've at least got a resolution in there about having some stability, keeping the same education system.
No. What we've got to do,
right?
And the Tories done this very well so far, we're going to keep doing this, is every sort of year.
Yeah, or less.
Or less, kind of like they did with the Prime Minister.
Yeah.
Just kind of ditch the Education Secretary. Like, thank you for your work for the last 6 weeks.
Yeah. Oh no, wait, Gillian Keegan doesn't get enough thanks. Remember?
That's true.
She was desperate for
enough thanks. So we're going to thank her a bit more first, and then we're going to bin her.
Yep. Okay.
Get another one in. We've got to make sure two rules here.
Okay.
Either 0 experience in education.
Sure.
Or bonus that, and they also went to private school anyway. So they have no real life experience in like school.
Yep. I to be fair, that's the only one there where I think that's grounded in logic.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Okay, it does work.
It does make sense.
It does work. Trickle down, you know.
So last thing though, trickle down,
doesn't work.
Trickle up.
Trickle up.
I don't know.
Trickle down. Choose some words.
Okay, so last one.
Yeah, go on. You do this one.
Okay, so this. Let me have a look. Make sure to lose the election.
Yeah.
So that we can put this part heap to Labour and then blame them when they take necessary action to fix it. That is actually, from a Conservative point of view, probably a pretty good thing to do.
Yeah.
Get it in the worst place possible, pass it over and go, what have you done? What have you done? It's like moving house, leaving a boiler that's broken. New people come in, be like, what have you done to your boiler?
Yeah.
You idiot. I looked after that boiler for years. Where's the service history? Bye.
I tell you what though, it works, doesn't it? People forget.
Yeah.
We learned that through COVID, I think.
Yeah, I know.
The amount of stuff that happened where the whole country was livid.
Yeah.
And then months later, it was as if it never happened.
Well, that's the one benefit, I think, of the unbelievable turmoil of changing your Prime Minister every 2 months. Is actually now we're pretty far removed from that.
Yeah, I know.
Even though Rishi was the bloody Chancellor, he's like, Rishi gets to be the guy who gave people money. And now the guy who isn't Boris.
I remember thinking, people are not ever going to vote Tory again. I remember actually sat there thinking, this is it. They've actually done it. Like they've completely destroyed their party.
Do you remember that bit where they gave billions and billions of pounds to fast track companies that had just been set up who happened to also be donors to the party?
Yeah.
It couldn't be more of an absolute sham. They've taken the taxpayer for an absolute ride and literally fleeced billions from the average Joe, whilst also arguing there's no money to pay anyone in the public sector. And then they've gone, can you vote for us though? Because, if Labour get in, what are they going to do?
Do you remember when Labour... No, we don't remember when Labour were in.
Yeah, no.
It's been so long. We don't remember it.
Actually, I do remember it because I was in school and we had stuff. That was nice, actually.
Yeah, I grew up on
Wait a minute.
Labour.
I do remember. Yeah. Was that when there was like a global economic crash and somehow that was Gordon Brown's fault for making museums free? Oh, was it the making the museums free or was it the global economic crash that came from the American mortgage market?
Don't know. Probably Gordon Brown.
Don't know. But I'd say that's equal to giving your mates billions of pounds because they gave you some money for your party and actually they just set up a shell company and then sold PPE products for billions of pounds of profit, which actually ended up not ever being used. I'd say that's pretty even.
Where's the evidence, Dylan? Where's the evidence? All been deleted, so don't worry about it.
Isn't it well weird how WhatsApp literally has a built-in backup feature?
And it's never failed ever since it started.
Yeah,
but it did. It did for that group chat.
Weird.
Yeah.
Very odd.
Stuff like that does just...
Why is government stuff happening on WhatsApp anyway? Sorry. I'm sorry.
That's what I want to talk anyway.
No, I'm sorry. You're bringing up a good point, which is why was it on WhatsApp?
I don't know.
Well,
it was very informal chat, wasn't it? It wasn't really a proper...
No.
But that just reminds me of that sort of stuff where it's like...
No.
blindingly obvious. He's trying to interrupt me again. That there's like corruption going on. Sometimes like a lot of corruption I think is very well disguised. But sometimes you get the odd thing where
the best corruption is.
Yeah, the best corruption. But I just don't... I'm like, how... There's millions of people looking at that. Yeah. And there'll be millions of people that go, oh yeah, WhatsApp just went down. What?
And there'll also be millions of people looking at it and go, well, I quite liked him, so I'll ignore that.
I ignore that bit.
He stood up for us.
Yeah.
Boris de Pfeffel Johnson stood up for you.
Yeah.
He wrote the guy who wrote an article for and against Brexit and then just shows the one he thought would win. You think he cares about you?
Yeah.
You idiot.
Yeah.
And that's what I'd say to my son if he told me like Wilson.
There we go. We got there eventually. Brilliant. Well, I hope you enjoyed that government leak. Exclusive here. Teach, Sleep, Repeat.
All right, let's play the jingle and then let's go a bit more lighthearted, shall we?
Okay, all right.
Okay, guys, so we're back. Hayden's drinking. I've done that on purpose. He's got a mouthful of Sprite. You right, Hayden?
I nearly choked. I really nearly choked.
I waited for it to touch your lips. And I was like, okay, I'm starting. So, had a bit of a chat there. I mean, yeah, good. We've set ourselves some goals. We're going to stick to them now.
One more goal.
Yep.
For 2024.
Go on.
Is I'm going to try and get you riled up a little bit more.
Okay.
In the podcast.
Okay.
Politics, whatever, education,
right,
just something. Because I think we like listening to Dylan get really pissed off, basically. So.
Mate, I think some people like it and some people just enjoy seeing me get angry. See my blood pressure rise.
That's me.
Yay.
Anyway, go on.
Okay, so a couple of games, a bit of fun. Well, I've enjoyed doing the blind ranking. That was a really fun. And we're going to keep trying to make up not make up games. They're not obviously our games, but we see them and I think we can apply them to education.
Yeah, definitely.
So.
Can I start?
Yeah.
Because this one hilariously might also get you rolled up.
Okay.
Anyway, I don't know, it might do, you might not. Might not.
Straight in.
It's a bit fun.
Okay.
So it's a hypothetical again.
Yep.
It's kind of like a this or that, but this time the two options are just... it's like pick the worst.
Is this
pick
again
the best
where
of
the other one can never happen, or is it just one of
no,
them?
it is literally just you have to pick one or the
Okay,
other, and they're both terrible. So it's like one of them's got to happen. It's like god, what's the best of the worst?
Okay, go on.
Okay, ready? So in 2024, starting day one, and
Today?
this only applies to 2024. Okay, after this, your challenge is over.
Okay, all right.
So starting today, every day of 2024, your marking is doubled.
Oh my god.
Okay.
What's the other one?
Or you have to pick one. It's either that or the job is normal. It's just as it normally is, which might not be that good anyway, but it's just as it normally is, but no school holidays. You work 52 weeks of the year.
Oh.
That's hard, isn't it?
Oh.
What would you pick? You have to pick one. What would you pick at home?
I started off thinking that was really, really easy. I'll tell you what my gut instinct was.
Yeah.
My gut instinct was absolutely need the holidays. So I was like, I'll take the double marking. But then I remembered how much marking destroys my soul every single time I do it.
Yeah.
And the fact of that doubling is unreal.
So every single... You'd have your holidays still.
No, that's
but
a good point.
in the term...
Well, what's a holiday? A holiday, let's just say that's 50 hours, isn't it, for the average Joe? So 50 hours, you'd have to say 50 hours in a term of the double marking.
Yeah.
So if that's 50 hours of the half term... how long do you spend marking off? So let's say it's an hour. So that's 5 hours a week times 6. That's like
this is all meaningless to me,
hours.
'cause I think it's just a feel, isn't it? It's the feel.
No. It's the mathematical calculations.
Maths. Yeah.
I think that I would go for having my holidays. The point being, the job is a slog.
So you're going for double marking?
Yeah. So the job's a slog because double marking isn't double your day. No. Double marking takes your day from a 10-hour day to an 11-hour day. Whereas getting rid of your holidays, that's a week off.
Yeah.
You'd never have a week off. I'd burn out straight away. So actually, the more I think about it, it's definitely keeping the holidays. Yeah. And I'll just have to do some double marking. Yeah. Nice. And it's great because I just don't mark anyway. So
yeah.
What's double of nothing?
Don't mark. Yes, you do.
Anyone listening, I do mark, obviously.
Yeah. I agree, by the way. That's absolutely my choice as well. Yeah. You just couldn't do it.
No.
I'd get to like 15 weeks and be like, I'd probably have a complete.
You are right. I was halfway through that maths and I was like, what? No. Obviously.
It doesn't matter about the hours.
Obviously, don't not take a break.
You just need a break.
Yeah, because even in most jobs, you get 6 weeks, 5 weeks. That would be nothing for 52 weeks. Yeah. Absolutely not.
We've already got a poll for this episode, haven't we?
Yeah.
From earlier. Damn. I want to do another one.
There's a question. At some point. We can do an Instagram Reels. This can become a reel. There you go.
I want to know how many of you take marking home. So teachers out there, because I'm really intrigued. Because you do get caught into your own school's culture. And really, even beyond that, just kind of like yourself and a couple of people you speak to. And I refuse to now, other than one exception, and you've already told me off about this, is when we do like longer independent pieces of writing, because they just take so long to mark. So I always take them home. But I refuse. Any other marking, it never, ever goes home under any circumstance. What you're like that as well, aren't you? You don't take.
Yeah, 100%. And do you know what? I'll be fair to myself. I think in my whole career, I've taken home marking once or twice.
What, even in the early years?
Yeah, genuine. Yeah, 100%.
Wow.
Honestly. And the point was, though, I'd take it home and not do it. Yeah. And I'd be like, okay, cool. How many people have done that? They've taken it home to do the marking. They've lugged it back on the Monday. Not marked. And life went on. So very quickly, I was like, no. If the marking cannot get done whilst I'm in the building, it's not useful. I don't think marking's useful if you do it after the children have gone. I don't think it's useful at all then. No. And it's still part of our, still do it, still part of your job, blah, blah, blah. Some kids might get something out of it. But I think the time put into marking, if it's after school when the children are not in the building, is so nowhere near the outcomes of doing the marking.
Yeah, sure.
Whereas live marking in the lesson, doing whole class feedback, talking to the children, that's when they make their progress. So I think marking's pointless anyway.
I'd say the younger you go, this is what just from experience, the younger you go down, the less important marking after the lesson is complete to kids.
Very true.
I think as you get older, like I'd say with my year 6s, I have actually got lots of kids in my class now, and still not all of them. I'd still say they're the minority of children in my year 6 class, where they will actually properly read my marking and genuinely action it and like take a bit of feedback from it.
That's cool.
But I still think that's only a few children, and they, along with everyone else, would still benefit more if I just told them that at the end of them doing it immediately.
So do you think, is it ever a net good in primary school then? Because we've done a whole episode about what's the point of marking, but I agree with you, because I do think actually in secondary school, especially towards the end, that is mainly how I got lots of my feedback, especially when I wrote essays.
Yeah, because you're old enough to.
You can't contain all that knowledge either at once. Yeah, whereas if it's literally just like a kid keeps forgetting to exchange, me writing down the word exchange in their book with a next step ends up them just saying, "What does that say?" Yeah. And then I go over and explain it anyway. Yeah. And by the way, and by the way, if they can't exchange, guess what? I'm teaching it again.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, if it was as easy as them seeing the word exchange. Oh, yeah.
It's like when you correct capital letters. I will die by this. Yeah. And again, I'm an employee, sorry. I'm an employer. I'm an employee. I work. It's the rules of the job. You've got to correct like capital letters, right? Mm-hmm. I think it's the biggest waste of time in history, because those children have had capital letters corrected every single day for however long they've been in school, and they still don't do it. So me writing capital letter next to their capital letter that they've missed will not next time mean they remember it.
No,
because what will happen is they will just write it and miss it.
Yeah.
So the best thing to do is, and this is what I do every single lesson, I'll say to them, how do we start a sentence, everyone? Capital letter. Have we checked it? No. Check it. Okay. They'll still miss it.
Yeah.
If they're still missing it after me doing that, me writing it in their book will do nothing. So I'm just going to continue to teach it.
Have you not learned that you have to write it in the book 300 times before it works.
Oh,
You
it's
obviously only got to the
300.
200s.
Yeah, I got to the 299,
Yeah.
and I was like, well, it's not worked, but it's like that meme of that guy digging to find them diamonds. Turns back just before.
Yeah, right
That
before.
person who's determined.
Yeah.
That person who's writing
Yeah.
capital letter for the 454th time. Ah, there it is. There, I remembered. Nice one. And it's weird because that kid would have remembered anyway because all that happened was in their brain. They went, oh yeah, capital letter.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, all in all, I take the double marking because the holidays, I would say, a very, very precious part of this job.
Mm-hmm.
Always negative about the job. It seems, especially this like 2023 with the strikes and stuff, very easy to fall into that hole. The kids are brilliant. I love teaching, actually teaching so much, and the holidays are amazing.
Yeah, they're
So-
necessary as well. People often think of them as like
Yeah.
they're just like an extra perky bonus. It's
No.
like, no, they are absolutely necessary. I tell you what, teachers could not do this job
No.
without those extended holidays.
And all
It
you need
just
to do is
wouldn't
look at the last few weeks of term, always on their last legs, aren't we?
work. Exhausted.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay.
you've got a game, haven't you?
I've got a little game. I need you on your phone to get a timer up. Okay.
Yeah.
So on my phone, I'm going to have the game. This is a very simple game.
Okay. Timer.
And-
Just like a stopwatch.
Just a stopwatch. Well, yeah, counting down.
Okay.
Okay.
Down. Okay.
Yeah, sorry, not a stopwatch, a
Okay.
timer.
Right.
Okay, so 30 seconds.
Yeah.
If you can even press your button.
There we
Okay.
go. 30
So
seconds.
30 seconds, and we're going to do it 3 times, so we're playing against each other. Okay, don't need it just yet, so you can put it down.
Okay.
Very simple game.
Yeah.
I'm going to give a theme, a category, let's say, and then between us, we go backwards and forwards bidding of how many we think we can name. For example, it could be colours. How many colours can you name in 30 seconds?
Right. And we go back and forth.
And
Same
you'll
colours.
bid. No. You'll bid.
Oh.
So how many do you think you could do in 30 seconds?
10.
Okay, and then I might say 11.
Okay.
And then if you think you can do a 12, you say 12 or
12.
higher. And then I'll go liar. So this game's called liar. Okay?
Oh, what? Okay.
Then you've bid 12, okay? When the other
Yeah.
person gives up and says, go on, try 12.
Yeah.
If you do it, you get a point.
Yeah.
If you fail, I get a point.
Okay, so we're calling each other's bluffs.
Calling each
basically,
other's
and
bluffs.
Bidding,
Okay, so bidding as much as you
All right,
want,
okay.
So there are 3 categories here. It's going to be best of 3.
Yeah.
Okay, and the first one is nativity rolls. How
Nativity
many rolls in the
rolls.
nativity? Yeah. So how many do you think you can do in 30 seconds?
Oh my days. 5.
6.
7.
Oh. 8.
Liar. Liar.
All right, you got to start the clock as soon as
Ready?
possible. You got to keep people updated.
It's gone. It's done.
Mary, Joseph, donkey. King.
Shrek.
King. 3 kings.
Okay,
That's
got
6.
20 seconds left.
King. Jesus. 7.
Okay.
Was only one more.
8, yeah. 15 seconds.
Angel Gabriel. 3
All right,
kings.
fair enough. 3 kings. What? That was a cheat.
1-0. Is there 3 kings?
Yeah, I know.
Well, there you
Fair
go.
enough, fair
King
enough.
1, King 2, King 3.
And all the other kings around the world. Yeah, just in it.
It's King Charles. Hello, baby Jesus. I'm King Charles.
King Charles.
Okay, 1-0 to me. Ready for the next one?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. School subjects. So subjects.
Okay.
Lessons you teach.
6.
7.
9.
Okay. It's 30 seconds. Ready?
Oh.
9. Liar. Go.
Okay. Maths.
Yep.
English.
Yep.
Geography.
Yep.
History.
Yep.
PE.
Yep.
Biology.
They're
Chemistry. Physics.
the 3 kings.
RE. King 1, King 2, King 3. Boom!
Oh, okay. Right. Okay. 1-1. Decider. I think we've massively underestimated how you could do in these,
some
didn't we?
subject.
Okay, this one, I think we could go ham on this one.
Oh,
So
okay.
this is going to whack it up. I think there's so many for this one.
Okay,
Ready?
okay.
So this is the decider. Things you find in a classroom.
25.
Give me the timer! Give me the
I
timer!
forgot this 30 seconds.
Give me the timer!
Oh, no.
25. Go.
Ready? Okay. Door. Give me our classroom here. Display.
Yep.
Whiteboard.
Yep.
The screen. Whiteboard
Yep.
screen. Laptop.
Yep.
Chair.
Yep.
Teacher's desk.
Yep.
Children's desk.
Yep.
Carpet.
Yep.
Book corner.
Yep. 10.
Books.
Yep.
Bookshelf. Cupboard 1. Cupboard 2. Okay.
No.
Cupboard 1. As in like little
Yeah,
unit.
yeah, go.
Teacher's cupboard.
Yep.
With shelves in
40.
it. Planning documents.
Yep.
Pencils.
17.
Pens.
18.
Pots.
Damn!
I was getting there.
Cupboard 1. Cupboard 2.
Oh, I thought I could get away with that.
Right. 2-1. I win.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh gosh, very simple. 25. Why would you start bidding? It's bidding.
I thought it was
you could have
like-
said 10. Let me say something
I
stupid.
thought it was like the owl game, you know.
Oh,
How many things until it's weird. Well, that's a good game. I like that.
shelf one.
We have
Shelf
to play that again. I didn't think.
Yeah,
That's good.
I just thought of 3 school-related things.
Yeah.
I think we got into our groove towards the end when we were like, we can obviously name more than 8 things.
Yeah.
25!
I was hoping you'd be like 30.
No way, 30 seconds.
To be fair, I forgot about the 30
I
seconds
think
thing.
even if you had a list of stuff, you'd struggle to get to 30. I mean, you would anyway, reading a list. You'd lose where you were.
Oh, shut up.
Oh, gosh.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah, that was cool. We're going to keep keeping the games up, guys. Let us know how you got on at home. Should we wrap it up?
Dylan, very important. How do people find us? How do people talk to us?
Yeah.
And how do people share our podcast? Guys, it's a new year.
It's a new year.
Share the podcast with one friend and we'll enter you into another competition.
Wait,
Or
the
something.
other competition. I forgot about the other competition. Oh gosh. Yeah. Is it like? Is there? Do we have to pretend there's money involved or something?
Pete, listen. We'll just go off the podcast for a second.
Okay. Right, let's mute the podcast.
Just mute the podcast.
Yeah.
Right?
Go on.
If people are fickle.
Yeah.
If we don't give them monetary incentives,
Yeah.
real or not, they're not real, obviously.
Yeah.
They won't do the things we want them to do.
That's simple.
So don't just ask them. Tell them there'll be a reward.
Okay.
But don't give them the reward.
All right.
Tory mentality.
All right. Get rid of the mute. Ready?
Think of Rory the Tory. Let's do this.
Right.
Mute off. Mute off.
Okay, guys. So there's a £1 million prize draw for anyone who shares our podcast. So all you need to do is share the podcast. Follow our page and send us the small down payment of £2,000 to enter yourself into the draw.
The draw. Yeah.
Was
That's
that okay?
good. Yeah. We'll redo it.
Okay.
We'll redo it. Let's not forget to cut that bit out of the podcast.
Yeah. No one's going to listen to this.
Ready?
Anyway.
Coming back into it. We'll just
Yep,
end it. Just finish it.
So find us on at Teach Sleep Pete Podcast on Instagram. It's the best place to find us. We do polls, we do stories, we do memes.
Podcasts.
Yeah, we do podcasts.
We do podcasts.
We do podcasts. We've nearly got our second meme to 1 million.
Have we?
Yeah.
Have we really?
Yeah. The little are you feeling kind of sad? Yeah. Are you feeling kind of mad too? Yeah. You are.
That one, yeah.
Yeah. Nearly a million.
Okay.
Like indescribably stupid little meme, but I love it.
Real content, nearly
Coming
on
at
50
ya.
views.
Anyway, guys, we've had a hoot today. Oh, other side. We've had a hoot today.
We have.
Thank you for listening and a very happy new year. Hope you enjoy going back. We're back tomorrow. That's quick, isn't it? 2nd of January.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Keep us accountable for our goals.
Yes, and we'll keep you updated on Instagram, I suppose.
Yeah.
No sugar. I reckon... I'm going to do it 1 month at a time.
1 month at a time. That's,
Yeah. I'm
that's
going to do it at least a
impressive.
month. Definitely.
I'll be impressed if I make a month.
You're not going to make a month, baby. Well, what's the forfeit? We never come up with one. But I have to ask the viewers. What's the
Yeah,
forfeit?
we'll think of a forfeit for the next
Okay.
one. We'll start next episode with a forfeit.
All right, guys.
We won't because we'll forget that by then. But we'll
Of course
tell
we will.
you.
Of course we will. Yeah, it's
See you
great.
later.
Each episode standalone. Nothing links because we forget everything in between.
See ya.
Bye, guys.